YouTube Awesome Writer here. Welcome to my last video in this particular sub-series where I'm ranking things based off of aesthetics. You know, we did the vehicle-based Sentai, now we're wrapping up Ninja. At the end of the video, I'm going to pose a question of which one you'd like to see me do next. But that's not what this is about. This is about ranking the main mecha, and by that, that's pretty self-explanatory. The first primary Megazord mecha they use in the series. I already have a previous ranking that incorporated all of the ecosystem. Now for the sake of this, because in America, the Ninja Megazord was our main Megazord, and Shogun slash Muteki Shogun was the Kakurangers' main Megazord. I'm including both of them because I can see them both as main Megazords in my head. Not to mention, it's a relatively small list in comparison to the vehicle one, so it gives us a little bit more to talk about. So, as a surprise to no one, coming in at the bottom of the list is the 1995 movie Megazord. I kind of talked about this in the ecosystem. It's just kind of fugly. You know, the CG doesn't look great, but even setting aside the CG, the design just looks weird. Like, I did kind of appreciate, as mentioned in the last video, the sort of more tech angle they took to this, and it was kind of interesting to see them reimagined, which honestly looked fine on the individuals, but when it comes all together, especially in the face, it just looks odd. So even if this was like a model or a drawing, I think it would look strange. It's just an odd version. I appreciate they wanted to do something unique, but also it's like, I guess because they wanted to sell the toys and they were bringing over the Kaguranger toys, but I was thinking, you had no reason to use Sentai stuff in this. Anyway, after that is Senpujin slash the Ninja Storm Megazord. Now, I'm ranking this one a little lower here, but I like the ecosystem of Ninja Storm overall pretty higher on the other list. But I was thinking about it, and I do like this one. This isn't a Megazord where I'm like, yeah, it's definitely at the bottom or anything. And in a way, like, my opinion of it is one of those things where I've brought this up in multiple different videos before, where there are certain things on ranking lists that don't tip the scale to like favorite or to something I dislike. They're just kind of like, yeah, I appreciate them. And that's the way I feel about this. It's never been a design that's clicked with me 100%, but I do appreciate it as I feel the design and the vibrant colors and everything about it really especially fit in with Hurricanger's vibe. You know, I appreciate the uniqueness of the proportions and the way the mecha fit together and them individually, but it's just never 100% been my cup of tea. After that is Shurikenjin, the mecha from Ninja, and I was struggling again with these two because I kept thinking about, I think the fact that I like Ninja Storm and Hurricaneger was bleeding into my pick, and I was like picking it over. I'm like, but you know what, I actually like Shurikenjin more. I really do. I think it's an underrated mecha. I think oftentimes the Ninja mecha are overlooked or hated on, and this is actually a pretty cool mecha. Like I mentioned when I was talking about the ecosystem, the idea of the like little mini bot piloting it, I think was super cool and unique, and it comes together to have something that doesn't look too odd. I mean, it looks a little bit odd. It has personality though. But it doesn't look too odd or too strange or too busy, but it comes off as looking rather unique, kind of like this big like totem guardian thing, and the fact that you can then swap around and put the dragon in there and then for the auxiliaries, I think it's a very underrated and underappreciated mecha. Now for the top two are both from Kakuranger slash Alien Rangers. At the runner-up slot is the classic Ninja Megazord. I mentioned in the previous video how I often go back and forth between these two, but Shogun Megazord kind of always edges it out slightly on this. But this is still a great Megazord design. I think it really has a lot that just is memorable about it and sticks out. It's very colorful. You know, you can kind of tell where everybody is because you kind of have all the animals highlighted in one way or the other, whether it's the bear on the chest, the frog legs, literally frog legs, which is just funny. Now I'm thinking about eating frog legs. Like, not that I'm craving them, but just the fact that I'm making that connection. Have I ever had frog legs? I don't know. Anyway, it's just very well designed. It's got an almost, not cartoony isn't the right word, but almost cartoony is the only way I could think to describe it, just because it very much has that memorable, distinct look to it, and it's very well designed. And I really love it, especially, I think it looks incomplete to me without the Falcon Zord. I think just because, I don't know, it just looks cooler with the wings on it, it makes it more complete. And because we had a team of 6 MMPR, having them all in the mecha with the Ninja Mega Falcon Zord just felt more right. It looks like naked without the wings, but yeah, love this one. But the number one for me is always going to be the Shogun Megazord slash Muteki Shogun. It's always been a favorite, as mentioned in the previous video. I love that it's made up of 5 different individual robots that all have a great design, but it comes together in a really cool design overall that I've always just really liked. Kind of reminding me a lot of the way I felt about the Thunder Megazord when I first saw it. It just had this really cool warrior presence, and then like I mentioned too, when I found out it was based off of a castle and could kind of see that, it just kind of adds extra layers to it. It's still hard for me to think of it as the first primary Megazord because I think of it, not only do I think of it as the second Megazord in my head because of PR, but we had 3 years in a row where it became this sort of pattern for the second Megazord to be based off of 5 individual warriors, because we followed this with Super Zeo and then Turbo Rescue, so that just further adds to that. But it's no big deal. It's, you know, I'm sure there's some purists out there that probably can't even stand that I'm putting it on this list. But anyway, I love this mecha. As always, guys, let me know your ranking for your favorite mecha in the comments of the Ninja-based Sentai. Now, I have covered vehicle-based and Ninja. Obviously, we have other categories such as dinos being the most obvious one, and then kind of animal-based ones. Let me know in the comments which you would like for me to see do next. Wait, what the hell? Strike that, reverse it, rearrange it so it makes sense. Let me know in the comments which one you want to see me do next. I might put up a community post at the same time this video goes up, but let me know, would you want to see dinos next or animals next? And I feel that one's going to be fun, because there's certain ones I was thinking about, I'm like, do you include Magiranger? Because technically they're based off of creatures, but they're mainly magic. That's definitely one. If I don't include it, I'll get actually on. But yeah, which one next? Dinos or beasts? Anyways, guys, until next time, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell to get notifications for my videos. DawesomeWriter, signing out.